Hey y'all, welcome to the Codi podcast. This is episode 47. Thank you for coming to hang out with me for a little while. If you don't know, I'm Cody. I am currently coming to you from Minocqua, Wisconsin. I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been here about 6 months now. But this is a podcast about knitting and spinning and mostly knitting and crochet, but that kind of stuff. And occasional just kind of crafty stuff that I come up with or do, that kind of thing. So, yeah, you can find me here on YouTube as the Cody Knits Podcast, and you can find me on Instagram. I am nurse_Cody, so go follow me over there. I'm most active there. I post pictures a lot. I respond a little more quickly to comments and that kind of thing. And then there's I'm Cody Knits on Ravelry, and there is a Cody Knits podcast Ravelry group, which you should go join because I'm doing giveaways and things from there. More on that soon. But yeah, so I have a few things on the agenda today. I have a couple of finished objects. I have some workups or works in progress. Like I mentioned, some giveaway announcements, a little bit of spinning, a little chit chat, some new things, and a prescription. So hopefully this doesn't take me all day. So just to start off, I am recording this on my iPhone, and I hope that it gives you a little bit better quality of picture. And I hope that I can get it from my phone to the video editor on my computer easily. And yes, I'm trying to make this a little better for you, better quality. And I would like the podcast to be, there's over 600 subscribers now, which is crazy and exciting. And I really want it to, I guess, vamp it up a little bit. So I'm looking into ways I can do that while still staying to its Cody Knits podcast, kind of relaxed and chill. So, anywho, Diamond is here in my lap. You can't see her, but even though she does not sit comfortably in the chair with me, she insists on it. So she's here. If she moves around, I will let her say hello. So, discharge. I actually only have one because one I've already shown. But this one is my Messalina. I finished it last time, but I hadn't washed or blocked it. And here it is. I love this pattern. This is by Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears. The yarn is, what is the yarn? It's Canopy something. Let me look at my last show notes because I can't remember. Canopy Fruits of the Forest by the Fiber Company. It's Canopy WW, so worsted weight. Macaw is the color, number 500. It's 50% baby alpaca, 30% merino wool, and 20% bamboo. And I mentioned to you that the blue, when I was knitting with it, was coming off on my hands. And I thought it was going to give me a little bit of trouble when I blocked it, or when I washed it. And it did. I had to I rinsed this out about 4 or 5 different times, and it was still a little bit blue. I could have, I think you can, sorry, I have something in my eye. Itchy. So I think that you can add some vinegar and soak it, but I just didn't. So I just rinsed it a few times. And again, This pattern is a wonderful pattern. It's beautiful. It's got this beautiful cable design here in it. I'm holding it this way so you can get a better lighting from it, because the window is that way. I probably should move my desk to in front of the window and have better lighting, huh? What do you think? But yeah, it's and it is smaller than what the original pattern called for. One reason is I had about 50 yards too short of yarn to do it the whole way, and so I just kind of modified it a little bit. Another thing that I should have done was did a more stretchy bind off. I bound off in pattern, but it was still a little tight, so whenever I was blocking it, so this edge, the cast on edge is the top, and you can kind of even see that what it does. It's supposed to be straight, the straight way, and then it kind of is supposed to fan a little bit, and kind of do like a loop this way. And because of my bind off being so tight, I think, and because I don't have as many, I think because I didn't knit it as long as it's, or as deep this way as it calls for, it wouldn't block properly. So the shaping is a little off, but that's not anything. That's not the fault of the pattern, that's my fault. Because of binding off a little bit too tightly and not knitting it the proper size. But as you can see, it really is the perfect size for how I wear shawls. I know, you know, I just don't wear, I wear shawls like this around my neck, and that's how I wear them. I don't really wear them, you know, draped over my shoulders. So this is perfect, and it's not pointy, so some people don't like the triangle shawls to wear them like this because it points down and leads your eyes to places that not everyone wants you looking at, wants other people to look at. But anyway, so it kind of it just looks like a nice cowl when you wear it like this, or scarf. And this is how I wear it. So with a nice sweater or something underneath it. Even here in the house, it's cold. It's snowing again today. Or it was a little bit. The sun's trying to come out, but it's pretty gray day. But yeah, it's cold even here in the house, so I've been wearing it this morning. Plus I wanted to show it off to you. So that's that. But I did finish and started this hat. I'll hold it back here. This is, there you go. This is called the Big Hat. The pattern is called the Big Hat, and it's by Sheep and Stitch. And if you search in YouTube, like chunky knitted hat or something like that, easy chunky hat or whatnot, this pattern will come up, and there's a video tutorial. It's really easy. I mean, it's just knit stitches, so it definitely a beginner pattern if you've never knit a hat. It used, and it's chunky because you use chunky yarn. So it knits up really quickly. And where is the ball band? What did I do with it? Oh yeah. So it's in here. It's some yarn I had in stash that I've had forever, and I'm trying to use up some of that stuff that I don't, It's just been sitting there and I needed to use it. So, it's loops and thread. And it's called Cozy Wool. It's 90 yards, 50% acrylic, 50% wool. The color is velvet. It's a super bulky yarn. So I knit this on my ChowGoo needles. And that video tutorial, I'll try to find it and put a link in the description box under wherever you're watching this. So if you're watching on Ravelry or YouTube, it'll be underneath. And it even shows you how to make the pom-pom if you don't even if you don't have a pom-pom maker. I am invested in pom-pom makers. They're not that expensive off of like Amazon or something like that. I think it's a few dollars. And I just needed, I don't remember if I bought them at a store or if it's one of those things like I needed my price of my purchase to get up over so much so I can get free shipping. So you add it, throw it in there or something. But anyway, that's that. Super cute hat. It's, you know, I don't know who I'm going to give it to. Maybe charity or for chemo hat kind of thing or whatnot. But yeah, it needs to be washed. Just smells like the store. So yeah, I did that. It took me a few hours at most. And it was fun. So let's get into workups or whips, works in progress. I don't have much else to show you really, just a couple of things. One, this is in my my Big Bang Theory bag. That was a gift from one of you lovely viewers. Thank you. You guys really are awesome. And I haven't done a whole lot because I don't know. I just haven't. But here it is. It really is so soft and so pretty. So I got a couple more inches to go where I'm holding the green and the blue together here. And then I just start holding the blue double and then switch. So these yarns are Cape Town Collection. Oh. Hand dyed. You've seen this before, but it is from Plymouth Yarn Company, and I'm trying to tell you the 72% Super Kid Mohair, 28% Mulberry Silk. It's a fun little project. It's just knitting in the round, and so here's the blue color. It's a little more bright than that, but again, lighting. I'll get it one day. This is the next, after is this gray color. And the pattern is called the Ombre Cow Hood. I believe it's free on Ravelry. And, yeah, this is going to be, I'm knitting on my ChowGoo interchangeables. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty little project. I don't know who it's going to go to or not or whatnot, but it is there. And I just haven't, I don't know, this past week I didn't have like the urge to knit on it a whole lot. I had some other fun things to play with. I'll show you later. But I've had like the past, I wanted to cast on things, but I couldn't decide what. Ever have that? Like I want to knit, I want to cast on some new things, but I can't figure out what. So, yeah. The next is my Autumn in Minocqua socks. These are, it's in my bag from Mina Phillip from Mina Makes on Etsy, I believe, and she has the Knitting Expat podcast. And, yeah, I did make some pretty good, decent progress on this socks, though, because I couldn't decide. But I did the heel, and I'm working on the foot now, so it's getting there. I hate that the lighting I'm just there. But this is the pattern. This is the cobblestone pattern from Mina Phillips' Beyond Vanilla collection. I'm knitting these along with my friend Kirby. And you can see I made a mistake on the back because I started doing it in pattern. And actually I ripped these back some because I don't know if I told you last time or not because I can't remember. But first of all, I was doing the pattern wrong. And then, so I ripped back, and then I started doing the pattern on both sides, and I was like, ugh. So I wasn't going to rip it out, but, so it's not going to it won't bother me, and these are for me, so, anyway, there's that. I'm knitting them on, Chalgu red lace. These are size 0 or 2 millimeters. And, yeah, I'm really liking the fabric that this is producing. The yarn, I love how the yarn, like, there's places in it that, sorry for the lighting, it'll get better. There's places in it that's more yellow, and then there's places in it that's more the reddy orange colors. You can kind of see the difference here and here. And that's fun. It comes out in the sock a little bit. It doesn't, like, pool, but you can kind of see, yeah, the sun's coming out. I hope it, okay. So, sorry. Anyway, it's a little darker at the top, and then it gets with the oranges, and then there you can see it's a little more yellow here in the foot. And that's kind of fun. It's kind of like gradient almost. So yeah, I'm really enjoying those socks. I almost went ahead and finished these and just said, I'm just going to finish them. Like, I was thinking about finishing them last night. But I've kind of enjoyed knitting them, and then I was like, you know, I want to wear them, but I didn't want to rush through them. I don't know, that sounds weird, but oops. This is the tag, by the way. Heritage Yarns Cascade 7525. It doesn't have a color. Color 502, I believe. But yeah, I really like this yarn too. It's really soft. I'm gonna put it back because I'll lose it, and then I'll get upset because I can't put it in my knitting journal. So I have one more thing. I did cast on a new project, and this is in a bag that was made to me by a lovely viewer a year or so ago. It's in my nursing bag. Look how cute. Drawstring is red on the inside. But this is a hat, and the hat is it's called the Crescendo, or Crescendo, and it's a hat by Erin. Give me yarn 418, and this is what I've got so far. I'll tell you a little bit more about that hat in a minute. I really like how this yarn is kind of knitting up. It's fun. So, what is the yarn? Again, just stuff I've had in my stash and never used. I love this yarn. If I'm gonna knit with acrylic, this is one of my preferred to use because it's really soft. It's not scratchy at all. So yeah, that's so it's I love this yarn, tweed, and that's where you get all these different flecks of colors. And I just love it. And what's the color? The color name is Sea Blue Tweed. Okay, the lighting is getting on my nerves. I will definitely fix it for next time. So, let me show you what the pattern looks like. Again, it's Crescendo by Erin, Give Me Yarn 418, and there's the hat. It calls for, excuse me, 150 to 200 yards of worsted weight yarn, and then your stitch marker and your needles. So I'm using some, what are these called? Carbons. I couldn't remember for a minute. Carbons needles for now. This has been fun. I started this last night. I've really enjoyed knitting this. It's a fun pattern. It's something, it's kind of, it's not hard or anything, but it's something a little bit different than I've ever done before. I don't want to tell you because it's too much, because it's a pay-for pattern. But let's, I'll talk about that a little bit more in just a minute. So let's get into the giveaway section. And we have a giveaway. So I believe it's for this yarn. Pretty green. Nice wool. It's Andy's Merino. This is from my stash. You get both skeins. It's a woolly wool. But it is soft because it's merino. But I just was going through my stash and I didn't have any plans for this. I really like it. But anyway, I thought one of you might enjoy it, just for fun. So, let me do, I'm doing this on the computer, so you'll have to trust me a little bit. So, I'm going to go to random.org, which is the random number generator. And I got to move us a little bit, actually. So it was, there were 14 entries, and that, posts, so the first one was me, so 2 to 14, generate, and number 8, so who is number 8? Post number 8 is, post number 8 is Angie Ship. I think I said that right. And so it's spelled ANGEISHIP. And your first name is Andrea. Beautiful name. And you're from Canada. Oh, that's fun. So you won the yarn, and so what you need to do is you need to contact me on Ravelry, and I will get that shipped out to you. Just I guess a heads up. I will not get to the post office most likely until Saturday morning. I'm gonna do my best, and there's someone else who's waiting on a package from me. That will get mailed that same day. But they're both international, so it may take a little while. Oh, Diamond wanted to say hello. Didn't you say hello? Mm-hmm. Diamond got all of her shots last weekend and her checkup, and everything's good to go. You want down? Sorry, working with animals causes distractions. So anyway, she went to the vet and cost me $362 for her checkup, and she needed updates on her vaccinations like rabies, and she needed another year's supply of her heartworm, flea, tick. Actually, this one doesn't do fleas, and it's just worms, I think, because they told me I needed to come back and get. Oh, see, I used to give her something called Trifexis, but they don't have it up here. But the Trifexis did heartworms, intestinal worms, and fleas and ticks. So now they told me that the ticks are really bad up here, so I have to go back in like March or April and get more, another medicine she has to take. So, you're back? Get another medicine she has to take because the ticks are pretty bad up here, and Lyme disease, and I do go hiking a lot when it's not cold and snowing. So I don't want her to get anything. So anyway, Andrea, send me your address, and I'll get include your full name and address, and if you, sometimes they ask for a phone number, if you want to do that, for the shipping purposes or whatever. You don't have to, but if you want to, they ask that sometimes here. It doesn't matter to me either way. So you just do what you want. Just send me that you can send me on Ravelry, is fine. And I'll get that sent out on, as close to, as close to, Saturday as I can. Another, disclaimer is that the post office here reserves the rights to close whenever they want. So it makes it really hard, and it's hard to go during the week because I'm working. So anywho, now I have another knit along / giveaway I want to do, and if you got, I was talking about the crescendo hat earlier, and if you guys, most of you probably are watch the Erin's videos. Erin is Gimme Yarn 418. She does the TGIF videos on YouTube, and she's Southpaw Creations on Etsy and Ravelry, I believe. And anyway, her little nephew, 8 months old, has a brain tumor, or brain cancer, and is super sad. But he's adorable, and so right now, all of her proceeds from her patterns and such go to Seth's fund to help pay for his bills, because if you're international watching this, then you may or may not know that people get stuck with really large bills, and everything isn't always covered. Most of the time it's not, actually. So every little bit helps, these families, even if it, go just driving back and forth, and people needing to take off work. Parents need to take off work for their treatments and to be with them, and it's a lot of stress. And that's the last thing you really want to have to be worrying about is how, do I have enough gas money to get there, or do I have enough to pay for this bill or that bill. And even with insurance, it gets pretty tricky. So anyway, not gonna get into that much more because it'll cause issues. But so just so we can support them, I know people are already buying this pattern from Erin to support her. I'll put a link to the pattern below in the thingy, so you can get to it if you haven't. The pattern is $2.50. All our patterns are. It's that's giving it away, I think, really. And so what I want to do is just like a knit along. We'll do it for, the next couple weeks or so. It's, and so the rules are basically go buy, Erin's pattern, the crescendo hat, and finish it and put it in the Ravelry group. And, once it's in the Ravelry, I'll have a thread or whatever, and I'll, pick a winner, and the winner can get some kind of pattern, and you can pick something from Erin's Etsy shop. You can pick something from there, and I'll have her send it to you. I'll pay for it and have her send it to you whenever she gets time. I know she's pretty stressed out, so I just thought that would be a good way to support. Yes, you can double dip if other people are doing it. You can, I don't care. It can be, you've already, whips. It's all welcome. The point is just to raise awareness of this pattern and help out Erin and her family and little Seth. And this is just me trying to help out with that. So anyway, next is spinning, and I finished spinning all of my fuzzlings from Fondant Fiber. This is Deb. This is her. And the color was Agatha. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely enjoyed it. Sorry, it's going to be crinkling. I'll try to keep the crinkling over there. Diamond thought that meant it was food. But I have it all plied. This took forever. It's hard to do on a drop spindle, especially when you are by yourself. Look how pretty. It was much easier when I had my friend Kirby to keep the two strands from getting tangled together. I miss her. Not just because she does that, but I just miss her. Anyway, now I believe I have to put it on a nitty knotty and give it a bath and measure it and that kind of stuff. But I was just excited. I finished this last night watching a movie. Mission Impossible was on TV. It's lovely. I'll show you. Hopefully the next time I'll have it all skeined up. So that's fun. What's next? Oh, I had a request on some of the comments about asking about the blanket here. And this is a corner-to-corner blanket. So you start in one corner here, and you make your way to the other corner. Okay. Diamond likes this blanket. So the yarn was I love this yarn. Some blue colors. I actually made my mom a Ripple in Time blanket, or no, a drop in the pond blanket using these colors, and I had so much extra. I was like, well, I'll crochet something, and I found this one, and really fun. Mine is square, not perfectly square, but it's square, and but you can make it rectangle too. Very fun. If you can double crochet, you can do this project. I didn't put on a border yet. After all this time, I still haven't. Oh. Anyway, you probably caught that. But anyway, I didn't do that yet, but I'm thinking about it because I do have some more of this yarn and I could do it, but I just haven't. So yeah, there's that. You can go on, if you search for it up in YouTube, and you just type in corner to corner blanket, you can find like a tutorial from like the Crochet Crowd or something like that. Sun's really coming out. It's still snowing. It's weird. Well, it might not be snowing. The wind is blowing, so it might just be blowing the snow off the roofs. And it's falling. Anyway, you can go to YouTube and check out the tutorial to do it. It's really simple. Once you get started, getting it started, it flies. And you just make it as big as you want. So, this one sits on this chair. Diamond uses it mostly. But yeah, I love this. I did get some new things. And one thing is I got this. Because if you watch my episode, my podcast from a while ago, I'm gonna have some coffee. You may have remembered me doing a little bit of cross stitch, and I was doing that, but when my mom came, I didn't do it anymore. It's been a long time ago, actually, a few months. But I lost the white thread, so I saw this at Walmart. It was 30 cents, so I got some more. And so maybe when I don't know what I want to do, I have it now, because I don't know where it went. It's somewhere. It's got to be. Unless I threw it away. The other thing I got, I'm super excited about. Well, I got it at Walmart too, but oh, look how cute. These little cards. So I had to get those, obviously. But I also got this. I haven't opened it yet. But it's like an instant camera. And this is the size of the picture that actually comes out. It's actually this size. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, you guys know that I do a knitting journal. How perfect is this? You take a picture of the finished object and glue it into the knitting journal with all the details and such. And then you know what it looks like. I know I have it on Ravelry, but it's just different. I like the journal. I like to be able to put the ball band there and a piece of this yarn and then having a picture, a little description. I just like that. That's what I do with mine. And so I bought this to go with it. I believe this was kind of expensive. I believe it was like $50. It has a little bit of film in it, and the film's kind of expensive too, so I will not be using this for anything other than finished objects. No selfies, none of that. But I'd seen this before, and I kind of wanted it, so I bought it. And I'll let you know how I like it as I go. And the other thing I got, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen that I got a bullet journal. I'd never heard of bullet journaling until recently, and I'm in love with it. This is mine. It's the Leuchtturm 1917. If you don't know what bullet journaling is, look it up on YouTube. Now, some people are really, really creative and very artsy, and they do a lot of, artsy stuff in their journal. And I may or may not do that depending on the time. But the actual bullet journal idea, if you go to bulletjournal.org, I believe, or .com, the purpose of this was to keep things simple, keep it all in one place, and have it where it is, it's customizable to what you need. And I know I've watched a lot of videos just to see how different people lay it out and play in it and that kind of stuff. And I don't think anyone else really does full journaling in it, but I do. But it's like your planner, your calendar, your to-do list, your notebook. It's like all of that all in one place. And it's just been awesome for me. So the first page has your name and stuff on it. Then this particular one has an index, so you can quickly go to, what month it is and that kind of stuff, where things are. These pages I'm not going to show you because it's just sticky notes with personal things on there. But this is my year at a glance. I'm lazy and I didn't want to draw all this out, and so I just cut it out of my old one and pasted it. And then special events here. Basically, it's just birthdays right now, but then it says, I have ONS Congress, so Oncology Nursing Society has their annual meeting is May 4th through the 7th that I want to go to. But then I have my February month calendar and a little special dates, things to do. So mine, it has the month and then bills to pay, special events. And next time I'm going to make it, make the actual calendar a little bit, cover the 2 pages, just because I think it'll be a little bit more, so I can actually write in the dates for things that are special instead of just having them listed on, next to it. I can put it on the actual date or whatnot. On the next page, this is what, this is February, and it's every day is listed here. And then these are things that are happening this month. And so, on the 13th, I am only working a half day, and then I go see the allergist. On the 26th, my dad comes, and I will talk more about that later. And then, just a little bit of a to-do list. So I really like that. It's, I don't put, everything, on this. It's not a work. I know I always work Monday through Friday, but that day I work a half day, I put that in there. And so that's how, so you can kind of see what's going on. Some people like to, what they'll do is they'll have this on one page, and then on the next page they'll do the same thing, but they'll write down a little bit what they did that day, and any special thing that happened. And then this is your weekly page, and basically it's weekly to do, daily. So I do mine daily. Some people will, kind of write it out. So I haven't really figured out if I want to have weekly and then write everything in that way, or if I like doing it's day by day. The good thing about doing it day by day is that you don't waste space. But the bad thing is that you can't, like if I want to do things on a specific day, like I have to do at work, I do them on a specific day. I can't put them in there yet. So I'll probably switch over to making it doing this daily spread as a weekly, doing it weekly, and kind of pre-laying it out and see. And hopefully I can space it out enough that I still have plenty of room to write my to-dos on that and not run out of space, so we'll see. But basically, you write on there, and then you have a code to, you know, whether you did it or not. So Friday I worked, and then I went and worked with my trainer. I paid him. I did not work on my bullet journal that night. I did it on Saturday, so I migrated that to the next page. I'm not going to go into it a whole lot, but and then this is something fun, you know, like trackers you can keep. And you can make this as, like, I just was sitting down playing, and you can make these as fun or as decorative or as plain and simple as you want. And so I saw this and I really like it. Just to track your, this is a track your, you know, your daily habits. So do you work out? Mine is workout. I want to wake up every morning at 5. I want to drink 2 liters of water a day. And I want to try to be in bed by 9, and clean eating. And then down here, I'm going to have some of my measurements for my weight and my, like my arm circumferences, waist circumferences, just to see how I'm building muscle. Social media tracker, how many subscribers I have. You can put these and you don't have to. That's what I love about this. Like, some people put things in there. Like, for girls, there's like, you can track your female patterns, if you know what I'm talking about. Basically, it's a period tracker, and you can kind of keep track of that here, or when you're supposed to take certain medicines is another good thing you can do here. I know some of our chemo medicines, like you have 2 weeks on and a week off, and that's a good way to track, you know, did you take it that day, you're supposed to, and then you're supposed to be off. So these are things that you could put in your bullet journal and keep track of. And what's great is if you don't like it, the way you did it this week, you can change it the next week and lay it out differently. And then this is just a goals page that I made. So I have 3 columns: work, life, and crafting. And then I just have some sticky notes here for some other things I want to do, like favorite things. Because this is my journal too. So normally I'll keep a journal and kind of write things that happen or whatnot. And keep little things, like I want to put this in because I'm in love with this. Chai tea from Twining, so I just want to put that in there, and you know, you can do whatever you want with it. That's what I love about this. And you don't need to buy a fancy Leuchtturm 1917 book. You can do whatever notebook you have. I like this one because it has the dots. It has a pocket in the back to keep things, and it's gray, and it has this. And so my goal with this is just to keep it pretty simple. I'm not the most artsy person, but it is fun to go in there and try to do some lettering or whatnot. And just when you have time, like that, you know, the February. Sorry if you can't see it. It's hard for me to show it to you and see what you're seeing. But this probably took me 10 minutes to do, and then it's set for the whole month. And then these are the days and the date, and then I color it in if I did it. So that day I only got 1 liter of water in. I didn't get any for the other days. I need to update this. But just so you can kind of, and there's all kinds of ideas out there. If you're really crafty and good at drawing and color, and you can put color in here. I know some people will, like, each day they'll draw, they'll set up their weekly and they'll draw like a sun or clouds or whatnot, and to say, you know, whether it's going to be sunny or cloudy. I'm most likely not going to do that. It's something that I know I wouldn't keep up with. I just don't. I mean, I would go in and write what the temperature is going to be that day, or if it's raining or snowing, but I'm not going to draw it out and color it in, if that makes sense. That's just more time, takes time. And so yeah, anyway, I'm loving it. I've been doing it for a week though, so we'll see how it goes, if I continue to love it or not. But it's been helpful for work. And then you just, if you need a new list, like packing list, you just flip the page, write packing list, and make your packing list if you're gonna go. If you go to a seminar and you're in a meeting, you take notes, you just take notes right here. It's all here. And that's what Diamond, can you sit over here? Sit over there. No. No. There you go. It can still be covered up. But, anyway, I rambled on about that a little bit longer than I wanted to. But if you guys like seeing that, things that I come up with, if I do happen to do something creative or fun in here, then I will show you. But otherwise, it's just my planner and my journal. Speaking of journal and knitting, I did order a new knitting journal, and hopefully it'll get here this week, because I have stuff to put in it. And you know, like this hat and this, I'll be finishing those socks soon. So, and I have that camera, and I want to be able to put a picture in there. I'll definitely keep showing you that, and that kind of stuff. But I'll really only do this if I do happen to come up with something creative or something I really like, or whatnot. If you want to know more or interested, you can let me know. But I think people who have tried this in the past and don't like it, sometimes is because you go and you look at YouTube for inspirations, and you see these people and they have all these fancy pens and they make them really elaborate and decorative and very artsy, and yours doesn't look like that. So you're like, well, it's not good because mine doesn't look like that. Well, it really is. That's not the original idea behind this. Isn't to go and make it all fancy and stuff. It really is simple as writing the day and the date in your to-do list and checking it off, whether you've done it or migrating it to another day or whatnot. It really is bullets. You make bullet points, really, and just to help you keep track of what you're doing. And then you customize it to what fits your needs. What do you use it for? I've seen teachers use this and they put out their lesson plans in here. I've seen them use it, and they do what they're teaching that day, what needs to be graded, students they need to talk to, that kind of thing. I've seen people put like shopping lists in here, which is, you know, in grocery lists, but also they'll do their meal planning in here too, and they'll make a page and it's meal planning, and they use sticky notes and things like that to move things around, to keep track of, so they don't eat the same thing every day, and to figure out, I want to make these meals this week, so this is the groceries I need to get. You can get really creative on how you use it, and then I've also, because it's a journal too, I actually write down, journal a little bit in here, and I think that's what I love about it, is it's whatever you need. A calendar, you can only put so much, your dates and stuff, but then you have to have another something with your to-do list. You have to have another thing if you make I like to make lists, and so I have to have a list, a thing for a list, and I can do it all here. Home, work, it's all here. Alright, I'll shut up now. I just love it. I hope I keep loving it. So I bought these pens to go with it. Sorry. I saw a lot of people use these, and I really like them. Micron. They have different sizes. This one is a more bold mark, and then they have some that are a little smaller. So anyway, that's that. I'll shut up now. One last thing before I go. So this is going to be an hour-long podcast, apparently. So I do have a prescription for you this month. It is February, and February is Heart Month. Not only because it's Valentine's Day, or Valentine's is this month, but it is the month that we focus on our heart and promote heart health. So, a few things. Heart disease is the #1 killer for both men and women. Not cancer. Most people think cancer, like breast cancer, prostate cancer, lung cancer. It's not. It's heart disease. And heart disease is also something that we call a silent killer, because you can go for a long time when having your heart being damaged and your veins and everything, your arteries having damage to them before you get symptomatic and before something bad happens. And a lot of times you don't know, people don't even know that they have an issue until they have a heart attack. And then by then it's like, triple bypass surgeries and all this kind of stuff, right? So there are a few things you can do to help your risk factors. A lot of them are lifestyle modifications, and this is what we're, in school we're taught, if we have patients coming in so first of all, you should go get your yearly physical exams, okay? That's so important, at least once a year, to go and get your labs done. They check try the important ones for your heart on a routine exam, and usually your insurance covers this here in America. Your yearly checkup is covered, free. So the labs, so they'll look at your blood counts and your, so the ones that are particular to your heart, like triglycerides, your cholesterol levels. And also they do like your blood counts, your CBC, how's your kidneys, that kind of stuff. But we're talking about the heart here. So the big ones, triglycerides, cholesterol, that kind of stuff. Those are the ones you have to fast for so that they can get it accurate, because it changes throughout the day and based on what you eat and that kind of stuff. So if you just go and eat like McDonald's hamburger, or if you have, if you stopped and had a sausage biscuit for breakfast, those kind of things can make your cholesterol levels go up, but they're, it's because you just ate. So we want to see what they are when you haven't eaten anything for a while. It gives you a more accurate reading, I guess. So go get your annual exams. 2 is so important. They check up your blood pressure. We got to keep that blood pressure from getting too high. So the first thing when you come and see your doctor or your nurse practitioner or whatnot, your primary care provider, and they notice that your blood pressure's on the high side, they usually, if they notice that it's high, they'll probably tell you it's a little high today, blah, blah, blah. it takes 2 readings on 2 separate occasions to diagnose hypertension. So if it's really high and they're concerned, they'll go ahead and start you. But if it's, kind of borderline or just a little bit high, they'll say, hey, why don't you come back next week for a blood pressure check and see. If it's still high, then that's when we need to talk. So the first step, unless your blood pressure is so high that it's dangerous, is lifestyle modifications. What does that mean? Eating better and exercising are the 2 biggest things. It goes hand in hand. A lot of times, people are trying to lose weight and things, and so they say, well, I cut out sugar or whatever. Well, that's good, but you also have to exercise. And you can't just exercise a few times a week and not change your eating habits, because you're not going to get any results from that either. So the American Heart recommends 30 minutes of exercise, like cardio, to get the exercise that gets your your heart rate up for 30 minutes every day. And you don't have to do that all. You can split it up. You can do 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the afternoon. You can just do 30 minutes every day. You can do, an hour a few times a week. That kind of stuff. So if you're busy, but we often make excuses, but it's so important. This is the only body we get. This is the only heart we get. Well, some people get other hearts, but you don't want to take a heart. You don't want to have that, do you? You don't want to have open heart surgery and all that kind of stuff. So issues with our heart is, your heart is a pump, and then you have all this plumbing that the blood flows through. Your pump can mess up, or your plumbing can mess up or get clogged up, or both, and none of that is good. So we gotta eat healthy to keep our cholesterol levels low. So LDL is, we say that's the lousy kind, and then your HDL is your good kind. You want your LDL to be low and your HDL to be high. The HDL is the good stuff that counteracts the bad stuff, basically. So eating healthier, low sodium. You don't want to have too much salt and fat in your diet. The more fresh foods you eat, the better, especially fruits. Vegetables. If you eat a lot of fresh vegetables, then that's good for your heart. It's good for everything, actually. So decreasing the sodium, the salt. If you have a lot of salt content that's going through in your blood, what it does is it draws more fluid, because water follows salt, right? So water comes into your bloodstream, and then there's more volume for this pump to pump, so it has to work harder to pump more fluid. So that's why sometimes, most of the time if you have high blood pressure, we give you a little bit of a diuretic to kind of help get some extra fluid out of you, so that your heart doesn't have to work as hard. Because your heart is a muscle, and you need to take care of it. And if it works too hard, it'll end up kind of giving out on you. So you don't want that. And then you don't want your arteries to be clogged up with all this junk. Because what ends up happening is your veins or your arteries get clogged up, and then the blood can't flow past it, or very little can, and those things can break off and go to smaller veins and have a stroke, or they can clog off even there, and then it prevents that blood flow from going below it, or to the other side of that clot, and then damage occurs. And the problem is with heart diseases, a lot of people live with high blood pressure and things, and they don't even know. They feel fine. But your body compensates for it. It's smart. Our bodies are really smart. So we have to get checked out, and we have to take when you prescribe medicines, it's so important for you to take them the way you're supposed to, as prescribed. A lot of people they'll say, well, my blood pressure is normal now, so I don't need to take my medicine. Well, it's normal because you are taking your medicine. So when you stop taking the medicine, it's going to go back up. And then that's not good. The longer your blood pressure and stuff is high and elevated, the more damage that's occurring to your heart. And we don't want that. So it's important to take your medicine as prescribed. If you do your diet and your exercise and you're losing weight and you're eating healthier, it can get to a point where you don't need the blood pressure medicine to have your blood pressure lowered, to keep it where it's supposed to be. And you can stop taking those meds, but you kind of have to taper off a little bit. You can't just stop it. So, you have to talk to your doctor about that. But it's so important that we take care of our bodies because we only have one. And heart disease is one that once it gets really bad, if your heart's not pumping good, well, I told you, as you know, you can have strokes and heart attacks, but it also can lead to your kidneys being damaged too. You don't get enough blood flow to your kidneys and things like that, then you go into renal failure and dialysis and all that. So it's so important that we take care of it, because once the damage is done, it's hard to fix it. So it's a tough one, it's a tough one to deal with, because so many people don't realize they have it in the first place, and then it's hard to change your habits that you've had for 40 years. Oh, and the best thing, one of the top things you can do besides exercise and diet is quit smoking. If you smoke, you have to quit. And that's not just because of cancer. Slowly drowning in your own bodily secretions from lung cancer should scare you enough, but if it doesn't, it also causes damage to your heart and your arteries, and leads to more heart disease. And sometimes that can be the only, your cholesterol levels and your blood pressure can be fine at first, and then you're smoking, and then it just damages everything, and your heart just quits working properly from that. So quit smoking, quit smoking, exercise, diet. I think I've harped on that long enough now. I think you get the point. So gotta take care of our heart. Anyway, that's the prescription. Really long and rambly, probably. But anyway, I hope you are all doing well. I need to go and try to get this uploaded and stuff, because it is Super Bowl Sunday and the Falcons actually made it to the Super Bowl for the second time ever, and I really hope they win. I don't know. I hope, who knows? I really hope they win. So if they don't, though, I'm still super proud of them for making it to the Super Bowl. Before I left Atlanta, I was fussing all the time because we were building them a new stadium, millions and millions of dollars worth of stadium, and I'm like, these people don't even make it to the playoffs. They should earn a new stadium, right? Well, they're earning it this year. I'm very happy that they're doing that. So they stepped up their game. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to go. I got lots of chores to do today. Laundry, getting some this stuff caught up, paying some bills, preparing for the week ahead. So I'm going to go. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations to the winner of the yarn. I'll get that sent out to you. Andrea, as soon as you send me, well, it'll probably be this weekend, but send me your info. And don't forget to go get buy the crescendo hat from Aaron, and to support little Seth. It's $2.50. All the money goes to his fund. I think for this entire year there she's doing that. So, and then come enter it in, and you can win. Erin has like project bags and things like that in her Etsy shop. So if you you can pick out something from there, and I'll pay for it. You just tell me what you want, and I'll pay for it and have her ship it to you. Okay. I should probably tell her I'm doing this, but anyway. Hope you're doing well. Hope I can figure out how to get this off my phone and into the video editor on the computer and get it uploaded. Yeah, stay happy, stay warm, happy knitting. Remember, one stitch at a time. Take care of your heart. Bye.